Raichu's a little slow. And when I say a little slow, I mean a lot of slow.
True that. So, just going into this segue, I just wanted to make a completely organic video with my homie Howard here, and we decided to just talk about Beyond Melee a little bit and the custom characters. It's been a while since we played, but we were talking about Raichu, right? Like I said, I did the analysis video, and actually the dev that created Raichu commented on that video. I don't know if I ever showed you it, but
That's cool.
yeah, he basically just went back and forth about the changes and stuff. I remember some of the changes being pretty good in the newest patch. Do you have any recollection of the increased grab range and stuff like that that came in?
Yeah, there's a lot of good changes and also a lot of questionable changes. So some of Raichu's best options, like his forward tilt was nerfed, so it has much less reach. It went from a kick very similar to Pikachu's that was really fast, had an electric property. It felt like a grounded knee at times. Obviously not as much knockback, but now it changed to a tail swipe, and that it makes you stand still, which never feels good as a forward tilt that makes you move forward a little.
That's a forward tilt, right?
Yeah, the forward tilt is now a tail whip.
Okay.
So it just swings in front and then it ends.
Okay.
So the range is poor. Like from a move with a hitbox like that, I would expect something like, maybe like Marth tilt range, but for some reason he swings with his tail curved, which is kind of like throwing a jab with your arms bent. So it's like it never feels right when you don't fully extend your limb when you throw out an attack.
Right.
It feels very reminiscent of like Ridley Fair in Ultimate, where his tail never fully extends when he does his spare. It only goes halfway. You don't jab with half.
What's good with the up B? Isn't there like a cancel, right? Where if you up B into someone, it cancels, right?
Yeah.
But the animation's really slow, isn't it?
Up B does have a very long startup compared to Pikachu and Pichu, which is fair because Raichu is larger. The reward is better because if it hits, you can act again. But in terms of recovery, it is piss poor. It goes no distance, and you have to hit somebody with it if you ever want to gain more distance.
Extend it. Doesn't side B work in the air though?
No. Side B just makes you charge just like Pikachu's Skull Bash. It only makes you go forward after you land on the ground.
Okay.
And you can release it, but it makes you lose distance in terms of recovery because Raichu's fall speed is too high.
I see.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that if you wanted to use an option for an extended recovery, you would do a reverse B neutral special instead. So you'd want to jump and you shoot your Thunder Jolt. It's not named Thunder Jolt anymore, but that's what it's called in Pikachu.
I would say
shoot backwards and gives you much backwards momentum, like Mewtwo.
Gotcha. To get a word in edgewise, I'd say I'll probably touch on Skull Kid a little bit, just because that was the character that I like playing the most. And I feel like physics-wise, he feels good. I feel like they could probably make him a little bit more dynamic by switching up either his side B or his down B, because they have similar animations. And I think they meant to do that to try and make it trickier, but I don't know. It doesn't add enough variety, and I forget which one is it. The down B is a counter, right? It's a counter that you can cancel or something like that, and then the side B is a teleport, I think.
Yeah.
But either way, it wasn't enough. Maybe switching up the side B to make it a lot more different.
So the problem with his side B and down B is that the risk reward is somewhat flawed in that the down B wants to be hit and the side B doesn't want to be hit. But in the situations where you would use it, it's both defensively, or the down B is used offensively, but the side B is used offensively. So in both, you want to use them in different situations. So your opponent will already know, because based on the situation, which one you chose. It's very opposite / similar to Wario's side special and grab in Project Plus, where his dash grab has the same animation as his side B, but because you use them in similar situations offensively, but the response has to be different. You have to block the side B, but you have to sidestep or roll from the grab.
Yeah.
Right. So because the premise, being offensive is the same, it works. But Skull Kid, the premise is different. One is defensive and one is offensive.
Right. That's true. That is true. And I feel like either way, the frame data for either one of them is not that great, and the commitment is too high to make the character feel like you're really doing something. If they're going to add those mechanics in a game as such fast pace as Melee, you know what I mean? Otherwise, you're just going to rely on his regular tool set. Specials aren't dynamic enough, especially for someone who's supposed to be a custom character. You might as well obviously specials are they're either extremely good in melee or they're like kind of useless, you know. So like it would have been nice to be able to try to lean more on like the more useful side of things and just because like otherwise you're just gonna be float canceling stuff with him. And I don't even think he has like you could float aerials with him, but I don't think he even has like a float cancel. So
Yeah, I know a lot of veteran Melee players don't like Project Plus a lot because there's a lot of what they call jank, where the mechanics of each character requires a lot of knowledge, right? Like if you're playing against Squirtle in Project Plus for the first time, you just can't deal with the speed without knowing how he does all his shell shift techniques,
yeah, that's true.
play techniques, and because of that, it feels jank because of the knowledge gap.
I see.
And when specials are worse in Beyond Melee, it makes it so that the knowledge gap isn't as severe, but it also makes it feel like you're not really playing a new character. It just feels like you got a half-baked product where only half the moves are good. Similar to Raichu, but only a quarter of the moves are good.
With that, I'll make this a segue. Definitely make sure you check out Beyond Melee because Dev's definitely put a lot of love into it. Characters, for being Melee characters, are surprisingly fleshed out. So this is just feedback, if anything. You definitely should check it out. It's really, really good.
Yeah,
and I'll
easily see where the developers were intending.
Yeah, and also too, all the other buffs they did for the characters too are really, really cool. So go check that out, and hopefully we see an update soon. We're gonna be playing it eventually. So peace.